All right, guys, to watch this video for Thursday, November 17th. Quick glance at the SPY, holding up very well, just kind of hanging out near recent highs. Very, very strong market, but there's definitely some craziness out there, so you definitely want to be careful. Speaking of craziness, these shippers, I have to have a couple on watch. They all need to come in, and ESEA, you could argue, after hitting over 8, came in pretty nicely down at 485. Yeah, I feel like it needs to come in another day or two, but who knows? The shippers are so crazy. If you don't know this, dry ships, which ran from 475 to 102, and then this morning in pre-market went to 120, and then got halted before the open, and is still halted. So that has been pure craziness, and that's sort of indicative of how dangerous when sectors get stupid like this, how dangerous they can be. Because if you're long or short dry ships, doesn't really matter because you can't do anything with your shares until they open, which who knows when that'll be, right? So you want to be careful trading this entire group, but I did want to put a couple shippers on watch. So ESEA, and really you could just pick any shipper and have it on a chart, and if it gives me a proper setup, I'll take a trade. If not, I won't trade it. But I chose ESEA and SINO as a couple crazy ones to watch tomorrow. Again, speaking of that, NAT is also on the watch list. NAT is a more normal shipper, if you will. It's acting more like a normal stock. Had the gap up on earnings, kind of flagged for a few days. Popped nicely today, but gave some of that back. I think that one is worth, if you want to play a more normalized trading shipper, that is the one to watch probably. Also have OPTT on watch. Took one trade in this today and made a little over 1,000 in it. And you know what? And then I was on my lunchtime walk. I had called this over this little area here. I think I called it at 444, 445. If it got there and it kind of pulled down, I went for my lunchtime walk, and then it hit my trigger price of 444, 445, whatever it was, and then ripped quickly through 5. So I did miss some nice money in the afternoon. But this thing, huge move there, nice lunchtime move there before coming back down. Because it's moving pretty nicely now, it's kind of broken free, if you will. I want to have it on a chart, although it looks kind of toppy now, right? So we'll see. Doesn't cost you anything to have a symbol on a chart. CALI, I don't know. They're jumping on the low floaters, and this one is kind of interesting. I found it in my scans tonight. But this pop here, today's range, 278 to 373, that's a big percentage move. Keep in mind, it did that on 85,000 shares. So, it is, to me, that tells me it's a super thin stock. As I'm talking here, I'll look up, it looks like 2.3 million in the float. So this thing is probably going to be what you call in the trading world stupid spready, and I probably won't trade it. But, it doesn't cost me anything to have it on a chart. I'm not that excited about that one. VLTC. Generally, you don't want to put something on watch that's made a huge move like this because the next day, it's probably got to come in for a day or two. But I said that after that first big day on dry ships, and it went nuts the next day, and we had a huge trade in it. So, when I see a move like this, I'm going to put it on watch for the next day. And you can kind of see way back here that, and traders are aware of this, VLTC went from 337 to 860 in one day, and a nice pop. So there might be a nice follow-through in that one tomorrow. It's certainly worth watching. OBCI gapped up 3 sessions ago, then popped the second day, and then is now you got a couple red days on lower volume. This one might be ready to turn back up. It's nice low float stock, earnings behind it. We'll see. Again, want to be careful with that one too. And then CLD had a nice pop post-election, and now we're 4 or 5 days down into the 20-day gap fill area. This one I'm watching to maybe turn back up tomorrow. It was kind of tough putting together a list today. I'm not gonna lie. There's just like all my scans, all they're showing is the shippers. That's the only kind of big anomalies, and there's not a lot of great setups right now. But having said that, trading's been fantastic. Real quick, OCUL. I got to share this one because Wayne in chat today made such a great call. He called this at 801. In other words, over 8. I think is how he put it. Over 8, and the stop 7 cents below, and look what happens. Just ripped. So fantastic call by Wayne. It ended up moving up almost $1.90 with 7 cents risk that never stopped out. There's an example of a very tight stop that myself and other moderators, a very tight setup, I guess is a better way to put it, that myself and the other moderators in our room look for. Those inflection points where you should be green right away. And that's one thing I'm really good at, sitting in cash unless and until I get a stock with one of those inflection points. So I can be green right away if it works. If it doesn't work, I just get out flat, tiny losses, whatever. But let's see. What was I saying? Oh, so trading has been, finding stocks has been a little bit tough tonight, but intraday trading has been fantastic. And I'm convinced I could start every day with no watch list and just kind of watch the scanners and then play the setup. So definitely it's a great time to be trading. We had a lull there during earnings season, and the market was kind of squinky, but right now the market is giving up some very nice ranges in some stocks. And it's been pretty easy, knock on wood, to hit the daily goal every day. So I'll leave it at that. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.